You have more potential in you, darling. My 3 secrets for what I call mind-blowing success. Okay? Are you ready? Okay? I didn't really know what mind-blowing success was, but I would have loved to experience it, right? And then things started to really come together when I owned that desire that I wanted to experience more of my potential. When I didn't become afraid to say to myself, you have more potential in you, darling. Like, yes, your life is great. Yes, you could just coast here for another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Or you could be honest with yourself and say, no, something isn't right. Something like I have more to give. I want to experience more of my potential. I want to get more of what I have to offer out, right? So that's not one of the secrets, but it's definitely a starting point that's going to make a big difference. Just recognizing on a scale of 1 to 10, how much potential have I actually unleashed? How much of my potential have I actually got out of me? So that, if I were to take my last breath here, I feel like I've given birth to the potential that I have in me. I've expressed it. I have, given myself the full opportunity for a full expression of my being and my gifts, right? So let's dive into the first secret to that type of success if you want to really go to your fullest potential. The first thing is to work on mindset. But here's the thing about mindset. Mindset isn't just, saying a bunch of mantras and, kind of in a zombie-like state, just sort of reading, some mantras or some powerful statements or, looking in the mirror and trying to connect with your powerful self. Like, those are useful exercises for sure. But what actually needs to happen is a shift in identity. Like, a light bulb needs to go on, right? Like, where there was dark, then the light went on, right? And I call that a shift. It's a mindset shift. It's a mindset shift, okay? And that mindset shift leads you from a before and after. There's before you had that shift and after you had that shift, right? And it's not something you go back on. It's not something that you have and then you kind of later on go, oh, that, you go back to sleep or you kind of, the light goes off. This is a change it's a change of perspective. I talked a little bit about that yesterday on my live, about the importance of getting to a mindset shift. And that's from different mindsets to the growth mindset. So you might want to look and explore that live that I did yesterday. But the shift that I'm talking about right now is something, as I said, it's an awakening. It's a new way of looking at yourself and at the world. And that shift requires you to see that once you have that shift, this. The most important thing is creating a powerful state of internal authority inside of yourself. It is connecting with yourself in a powerful way where you learn how to listen to, is this the voice of my heart and my inner power, or is this the voice of the scared girl or man inside of me? Is this my reactive voice that's reacting to fears or other stuff? Or is this me? Is this the voice of the light that wants to guide me to my best self, right? So when you have that growth mindset shift, you move into a different state of existing in terms of where you put your priorities. Now, a lot of people prioritize external work, like going to work, taking care of your kids, taking care of your financial situation, your body, going to the gym. So we're very focused, get another education, get another certification, get another training, right? So there's a lot of focus on external. But where the real magic, if you want to have epic success, you need to honor the power of the internal, the power of working on your internal world. Yes, that this doesn't feel like a side gig that you need to do quickly so you can get on with your external, duties. The internal work needs to become the priority. Yes. So epic success, whether that's going to be financial success, success in a beautiful relationship that you're trying to nurture, success in your work or whatever you're trying to do. So today I'm sharing those 3 secrets. And the first one is that growth, the mindset of growth. Yes. And understanding what that actually means. And it means a change that happens forever. It's not a temporary, just for right now. I'm going to work on, getting into a better mindset. I'm going to work, I'm going to do this for 2-3 months. I start feeling better. I start feeling more powerful. And then I go back to focusing on the external as the priority, right? So if you look at all the people that you admire, they operate with a powerful internal frequency. Yeah. People operate with this very high self-regulation. So they're able to stabilize their emotional states, right? Instead of like feeling like I'm emotionally taken over by my emotions, they have strong ability to stay inside of grounding, focus, presence, discipline, right? Being able to quiet the mind so that they can think more creatively, right? So let's move to the second secret to creating tremendous success in your life. You need to invest in relationships that stretch you. You need to invest in relationships that push you out of your comfort zone and get you to the next level of thinking, acting, and feeling. Right? Now, a lot of us, when we think about relationships, we're super comfortable being in the relationships that we're in, right? Like we love, this is my best friend, this is my, my lovely family that I love, these are my friends. We're very comfortable inside of known relationships, and it's becoming more and more that way. And so we close our system down to new relationships. Yes, relationships that would, as I said, challenge you, that would make you question yourself, relationships that make you grow and expand. Now, I've invested in these relationships through coaching programs. Yes, I have invested literally hundreds of thousands of dollars into coaching. Yes, but that's because I understood the value. My mind cannot come up with new ideas because of course I can be creative in the right environment. And I find like mentorship, coaching environments are a great place to be able to open portals to ways of thinking, operating, and most importantly, seeing the bullshit stories that I'm telling myself, right? Because most of the time, the people that are around us have not maybe accomplished the things that they really want to accomplish. Maybe they're not living the life that they really want to live, but the life that they think they should have because of whatever belief systems that they have. So most of the time, the advice that we're going to be getting from our family and friends is going to be limited to their experience, right? Experience of success, experience. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have highly successful, and I don't just talk about external success, right? Because for me, success is about who you were during the journey. Yeah, who you are, who you show up as every single day, right? So it's not just about, hey, I'm going to build that business that's going to blossom and touch many people's lives. You don't want to do that being stressed out, burnt out, angry. No, you want to do that from a place of elevation, from a place of love. You want to wake up every day and go, yay, I get to do this beautiful freaking thing that I love to do, right? So that is for me success. Success is not just having, the money and the finances and the successful business, or having the beautiful husband and the wonderful kids. It's how you show up every day with that beautiful husband. It's how you show up every day with those kids. It's the bonding, the laughter, the playfulness, the joy, the beauty that you're able to create with these external objects, or I don't want to call them objects, but these external desires and things that we want to have in our lives to make us feel whatever we want to feel, right? But with that disconnection from your inner world and what's actually your emotional state, what is your nervous system doing? Where is your mind going? Do you trust yourself and your decisions? Are you overthinking? Are you sleeping badly? Are you secretly angry all the time? Like, this is what will take away from, mind-blowing success, in my personal opinion, right? If you look at my version of success, which is the inner and external vibing together, right? So it's not like I'm putting aside my internal frequency to have that external success. And so I'm just going after those external things, destroying my nervous system, destroying my health and my well-being in the process, which is what the world basically teaches us to do, because it doesn't teach us about the internal and how important that is, right? So in my 3 strategies, I'm talking about success that blows your mind in whatever that means to you, right? For me, literally, it meant being able to use my talent and my gift to help activate transformation in others, right? And to be able to do that as my full-time life, right? To be able to create that's my life. So that's not like my passion's over here and I have to go over there and do work and do, earn money or do things in a way that I don't love. So for me, bringing my passion and my true calling and purpose into my everyday life, that's what defines success to me, right? And of course, my state of mind on a day-to-day basis, right? Being able to live with more shine, with more joy and happiness. Investing in relationships that stretch you. Yes? Who are the people that are going to stretch you this year? Who are the relationships you're going to, bring into your life to help you grow, to help you, breathe new ideas and life into your system, right? Versus going with your own thoughts and feelings and ideas, and not getting that external boost from people that already have walked the path that you essentially want to walk on. So that was important for me. And the last thing, yes, that for me creates mind-blowing success, if you're talking about specifically for this one, it's about business essentially, right? And that is being able to, what I already said before, make money doing what you love. Yes, if you're, whatever career you're in, whether you are working in a job that you don't like right now, or you're working in a job where you used to like but you don't like it anymore, or even people with their dream jobs. I had a client that she manifested her dream job, but what she didn't account for was that there would be people there that she would need to deal with that were part of her being able to get this dream job and manage it. So there's the point of this is there's never any, nothing's perfect. So you can say, my dream job, yes, you will manifest your dream job, it's going to be wonderful. But are you going to have to deal with humans that are difficult? Yes. Are you going to have to get triggered and feel like, uncomfortable? Yes. That's not going to go anywhere. You can manifest the dream man. My dream man, oh my God, he's the man of my dreams. He's the most wonderful man. He's going to trigger you. He's going to piss you off. He's going to bring out your ugly sides and your, insecurities. And yeah, absolutely, because he's human and you're human. And so that's not going to go anywhere. That's why this inner work is so important, right? And and if you want to create success in business and in your work life, you need to go after doing work that you absolutely love. Like you're gonna, as I said, have struggles anyway. So why put yourself into a situation where you're having those struggles and it's not even doing something that you love, right? So if you love cooking, you need to find a way to get involved in that. You need to find a way to get involved in that, right? Rather, maybe you earn less money, but at least you're dealing with something that you absolutely love and you're passionate about. That's going to make a difference, right? And then maybe you start there. Maybe you start with, a lower salary doing something you love, but then your passion kicks in and your creativity and your abundance, and then you can go for bigger and better things, right? So this willingness to pivot essentially away from survival mode to really embodying and taking ownership of what you really want. Game fucking changer, people. Okay? When you stop saying, I can't go after what I really want, that's a belief. And you're right. As long as you keep saying that, you're right. You can't. I've helped students make those type of pivots, right? But the inner work needs to take place for that light switch to come on that I talked about, where you start viewing the world differently. Yeah, it happens, it can happen, but you need to be very conscious when that moment happens, okay? There was a moment in my life where that light came on. I was in, you guys have heard this, the ones that know me. When I was 22 years old, I'm 54 now, and I'll be 55 very soon, okay, in March. And I don't forget the moment where I shifted identity, where that light came on and never went off again. But the reason that happened is because I honored that shift in my perspective, okay? I didn't, keep focusing on what's wrong with me and what I still need to heal and what the work I still need to do. No, I focused on the new self, the depth of connection to myself that was revealed to me in that first ever meditation. I became conscious of a different state. There was a different state that I could embody, a mental state, an emotional state that left me feeling grounded, centered, peaceful, powerful, and connected. Yes, connected to the trees, the wind, the sun, the whole existence, essentially, right? And that connection to that aspect of myself happened through closed eyes. In the beginning of my journey, I needed closed eyes. I needed to let go of the external 3D world and journey inside myself. And through that journey inside of myself, I connected to that source of like a more powerful version of me. That's the best way I can explain it, right? For layman terms, for some of you, maybe you already had this experience. Let me know if you recall the moment where you woke, I call it, you woke the fuck up, okay? And you realized who you are. You realized that you are not just this human body that is gonna, go back to ashes, that you are a soul going on a journey, right? And that journey it's your responsibility how you're gonna operate in your physical body as you hold the presence in your body, right? Day to day, the experiences you're gonna have, it's your responsibility if those experiences are gonna be positive or negative. And I know this is very challenging to hear, when we see like, oh, well, but Mahima, you're sitting in a nice place in Bali and it's very easy to say all of these things, right? But let me tell you this. At 14 years old, I literally tried to take my own life because I was not connected to myself, this self that I'm speaking to you about here. I was only connected to myself in a very limited way, and my mind and my emotions and my let's call it brainwashing from my society was what was driving my thoughts, my feelings and emotions. I didn't know about being centered, about being grounded, about being emotionally balanced. I didn't know about breathing techniques, meditation practices, self-regulation, self-awareness, so that I could shift my attention away from negativity to positivity by a choice, rather than being just feel like I'm being swept up in these emotions. So I do feel like, I wouldn't be sitting here in Bali if I had not had that light bulb moment of connecting to my deeper self. Yes. And I have seen over the years that I've been practicing this, I have seen people around me that stayed in the limiting mindsets that they were given. They didn't go on an exploratory journey. They didn't, explore and grow and find a deeper sense of self. And I've seen, what that has led to in terms of what they were creating financially, health-wise, all kinds of things, elements that they, we went to the same schools, we went to the same upbringing, we had the same opportunities, but the lack of ownership, of responsibility, of what your thoughts, feelings are creating. I have plenty of evidence that what I'm telling you, whether you choose to believe it or not, is real. You take ownership of your mind, of your emotions, of where you're, what you're choosing to believe, what you're choosing to focus on, and you start to be able to create outside of the reality or the realm of what people tell you is possible. Okay? I have had the great fortune to literally travel all over the world doing workshops, serving hundreds, actually at this point it's the hundreds of thousands of people with this message. And because I changed and I believed in myself and I believed in what I'd learned, and then I wanted to help others to experience what I'd experienced. Yeah, so that's what brought me here. So the evidence from my students that have gone on this journey with me and transformed their own mindsets and transformed their own life, it's all there. You guys can check it out on YouTube if you're interested to know more about me. I also have a Spotify podcast called The Spiritual Rebel if you want to hear more on all of this stuff. And I also have, I'm actually a 2-time international best-selling author, actually a 3-time international best-selling author, because I did a joint project with called Start Over, and that book also, got to the #1 on the bestsellers list. So my book, the latest one I did, is the Superstar Code. You can go and check it out on Amazon if you want. Keep working on these 3 elements if you want to get to mind blown. Okay, so let me run through them again. The first one is education about growth mindset. Really understand what it means to have a growth mindset, and circle back if you've just joined me live on this. Circle back to the beginning of this to really understand what I mean by growth mindset. It makes the difference to understand it in a bit more depth. And then the third one was invest in relationships that stretch you. Invest in people that are further than you on the journey, that are accomplishing things that new relationships. It's important to have new relationships, right? And if you do have relationships that, maybe you've ignored or neglected that are those people, maybe it's time to re-engage and make sure that you, surround yourself with people that are always going to continuously stretch you outside of your comfort zone. That's my secret of success. I wouldn't be here without the people that I listen to, I allowed to guide me, give me super feedback and advice and all of that juiciness. Yes. And then the last one is figure out a way to do what you love. Figure out a way to do what you love financially, right? Like make money doing what you love, right? And that one requires the other two secrets, okay? Because most people are going to get stuck there. Yes, they're going to want to have that potential be unleashed without, making sure that your mindset's going to support you in that, without making sure that you have people that can help you and stretch you outside of your comfort zone, right? But the people that are highly successful found things that they absolutely passionate about, okay? And that's what I want for you. Yeah. If anyone has a question, I would love to hear from you. Please go ahead and share any question that you would like to have on this topic, right? The topic of what is, unleashing your potential, because for me, that's what success is. Success is about, feeling like I've done this to the best of my abilities, and I'm loving who I've become and who I am while I'm on this journey, right? So success isn't just about the external validation or recognition. It's about what it's doing inside of you as you play that game of life, right? So for me, mind-blowing success is just you knowing I've untapped the potential that I came into this world with. Like there's a gift inside of me, and that gift isn't just lying dormant inside of me. I've actually given birth to it. I've actually found a way to express it, and I get to play in that world of authentic self-expression with my gifts, with my talents on a day-to-day basis. So that is for me success, and everyone deserves to have that, and it is possible with the right guidance and mentorship. I hope you guys had a great time with me. Thanks for tuning in, and love, peace from Bali. Kisses.